WIFTV-PM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. People in Illinois have been crying out for justice, equality, and fairness from their government for years. And it keeps getting worse. Unfair taxes, laws that unjustly imprison nonviolent offenders. The rich get richer, and the everyday people suffer. It's time for a change, and with your help, I'm here to do it. I'm asking for your support as I run for U.S. Senator in 2020.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Mike Love and the Dig! For Mike Love and the Dig.
Go, Mike Love, I got a question. Hey, are you ready to go down? Here we go again.
It's all about the bad boys, baby.
Hey, what's up? This is Mike Love.
Hey, what's up? It's Diz.
Of Bad Boy Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. This ain't 1999, man.
Yeah, man. It's Chicago famous.
Say what? Old guys now.
Oh, I'm hurt. My back.
We are back starting September 8th.
Get ready, Chicago. That's right. We are coming back on the air.
3 to 6 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Chicago famous.
This secure moment is brought to you by Secure Home and Automation, your premier authorized Bring security dealer. Home invasions occur every 23 seconds, fire every 85 seconds, and medical emergencies occur suddenly. In times like these, get secured home and automation and an affordable wireless home alarm system with professional monitoring. This includes fast emergencies response, free security analysis, free equipment, and free installation. A limited time offer, be proactive. Call today, don't delay. 708-251-5069. That's 708-251-5069. Call now, 708-251-5069, or visit our website, securehomeandautomation.com. Secure Home and Automation, where your life safety is our priority. It brings authorized dealer. Certain restrictions apply.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Tax burden of the average middle-class American goes way beyond income taxes. There are sales taxes, real estate taxes, gasoline taxes, and many, many more. As an international businessman, I know that by reducing the billions of dollars we give to other countries, we could help fund our own country. We need to rethink our tax laws and lower the taxes for our own citizens.
On yesterday's installment of On the Soil, we talked about the first place White Sox and Cubs.
We also talked with our boy Darnell Mayberry of The Athletic about those Bulls, man.
And we paid tribute to John Thompson, Cliff Robinson, and Chadwick Boseman.
Make sure you tune in, continue to rock with the bigs. You are On the Soil. What's in it for the Black People Media?
Man!
You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard.
Well, what was the power of the Bible? Most motherfuckers couldn't read. So the Bible legitimately changed the world because motherfuckers began to learn to read. Once I can learn to read, wait a minute, I can question some of this bullshit you talking
What school
about.
you go to, though?
It don't matter.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Well,
No, I went to Dunbar.
Yes!
That's how Dunbar. Good. People disrespect the city schools. This Chicago. And I'm a motherfucking genius.
And that's on period.
Shout out to the mighty man. Nah, I'm just playing. But seriously though, think about it though, right? The Bible legitimately changed the world, right?
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard live on What's in It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I'm running for U.S. Senator for the state of Illinois. I will never give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduced property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve every man, woman, and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
What's up? This is Mike Love.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Diz.
Sounds like Bad Boy Radio.
Yeah, but it's not Bad Boy Radio because we are now Chicago famous, but we are back on the air.
3 to 6, Monday through Friday, starting September 8th.
All right, you tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody it's going down. Not only will you hear us on air, but you'll be able to see us as well, and that's all going down September 8th from 3 to 6.
What's in it for the Black People Media? Make sure you check us out.
Chicago famous.
WIFTV-PM.
Great afternoon to you wonderful people. Welcome to this Friday edition of I Said What I Said. Each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we get together right here with you. We discuss issues that are impacting the black community, how those things are impacting us as individuals, but also how they are impacting us as a collective. And along with your help, we try and talk through some of these things and figure out how we can overcome these issues. Again, overcome them as individuals, but more importantly, overcome them as a collective. Again, this is I Said What I Said. We are live from the Maze Said Studios here at What's In It for the Black People Media, live on the Maze Jackson page on Facebook, and we are live on YouTube as well. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. My name is Herb Howard. His name is Toussaint Werner. Again, this is I Said What I Said. Intellectual thuggery at its finest. We believe this is the blackest conversation in America. What's happening, good brother? How you?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. First of all, let me do this, though, because I feel like a super duper goofy, right?
Okay.
Yesterday was Lakeisha Gray Sue's birthday.
Oh, snap.
Right? Uh-huh. And I saw it on Facebook as soon as I woke up, and I was like, man, I don't want to be a goofball. That's my sister. Let me call her. And I've been telling myself all day since yesterday, let me call Lakeisha Gray Sue. And I got to the crib around 11:50 last night, and I was like, damn, I never called Keisha. So I sent a message on Facebook to be just like all the rest of the goofies. And I just felt bad. So let me wish Keisha, my sister, a very happy belated birthday.
Listen, man, I love you and Keisha's relationship, man, because y'all clearly love each other, but y'all are like siblings in the realest way. Like y'all just beefing all day, just catty, just back and
iron,
forth.
Dog.
Y'all
iron sharp as iron.
I feel like a referee every time I'm with y'all too.
Did you know me and Keisha used to have a podcast?
I do.
Yeah, one day we always got a real physical fist fight.
Keisha beat your ass. Keisha will beat your ass.
She got up and left me. She was out the streets. I was like,
because she didn't want to beat your ass.
This is amazing.
Because she didn't want to beat your ass.
Look, the first time I met Keisha, this is a true story. She did threaten to beat my ass. That's really had. I said, wait a minute, she crazy.
Oh yeah, she is definitely about that action.
We've been rocking ever since, man.
Happy birthday to you, Keisha. We greatly. I certainly hope that you are having. That you had a great birthday and continue to celebrate. Pop some bottles, do whatever it is that you do to celebrate. Happy birthday to Keisha. She's absolutely phenomenal. What else is going on with you two?
Man, a lot of stuff, man. Yesterday I got some exciting news. It's exciting, but it's also terrifying at the same time, man.
Okay.
You know, Eric is about to start high school.
Yeah, buddy.
And I got a call. And you know, Eric is a ball player. That's my son, right? So anybody who's listening who's new, who doesn't understand who Eric is. But I got a call yesterday from a prep school in Tempe, Arizona.
Okay.
Saying they interested in him coming down there and play point guard. You know, they got a host family for him, and it's a whole experience. You know what I mean? And I got to make a decision fairly fast because, you know, school is about to start next week. I've already got him enrolled in the school here. But the opportunity, you know, you just can't beat that kind of an opportunity. But at the same time, I'm not fully sure or confident that my son, the son that I'm raising, is capable of being that far away from me and managing himself and being productive and successful.
It's only one way to find out, brother.
Yeah, but
if you think it's a good idea, if you think it's a good setup, if you think it could get him to the next level along his chosen career path, then why not at least seriously consider it and give him the opportunity? I understand what you mean.
I'm absolutely seriously considering it, but it's a big step, bro.
It's a huge step.
That boy ain't been past Hyde Park.
It's a huge step.
You know what I'm saying? On his own.
But he moving around a little bit.
Yeah, Hyde Park and downtown. That's it. He ain't even been west. He ain't never been west of Cottage.
I think you're not giving him quite enough credit.
No, I'm giving him the credit he's due. I know him.
Yo, E, I'm advocating for you, bro. I hope you get to go down there, man. All right, hope you get to go down there and check it out and see what's to it. It's a big step, man. Coming into high school and talking about going to these prep schools. A lot of top talent comes out of these different prep schools. Whether you talk about Oak Hill or some of these other prep schools.
So, peep game though. When they called me,
Mount Verde or whatever,
they got another freshman coming in right now. That is 6'7". Doctor said he's slated to be 7'2". Reason they reached out there, well, they already had some interest in Eric. I've been talking to him back and forth.
Right.
And there's some Chicago network, too. It's some cats that I know that are down there that I feel kind of comfortable with leaving my son with. But the freshman kid that's coming in is like, I think he said 6'7". They're slated to be 7'2". They was like, man, what better way to develop our center than to develop him with a top-tier point guard? The whole thing looks beautiful from the outside looking in.
Right.
You know, but it's a big step, man. So I don't know. We're considering it, but I got to make a decision soon.
Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to all of the Is OGs. I appreciate y'all day one. It's been rocking what I said since day one. Patah is at you right now. Patah says that Keisha is the only one that can answer that question, brother Toussaint.
About can she whip my ass?
Can you whip my ass?
Keisha can whip my ass.
You always asking that question, and now we know the answer. Keisha can whip your ass. Listen, man, I did something today that I haven't done I'd imagine I haven't done this in about 25 years. I got up this morning and I went for a walk. And that's not the thing I haven't done for 25 years before you even come with your crap.
I wasn't even going to say it.
Yes, you were.
Okay, I would.
Got up this morning, went for a walk, walked down through Jackson Park, walked around over to the water over there behind Laura Beta Hospital. Mm-hmm. And as I was out there at the water, right, it felt really, really good. So I was like, let me get closer to the water, right? So I got close to the water, and I'm like, I just had this urge.
Goofy?
Huh?
You fell in the water?
No, I didn't fall. Can I finish my story?
Okay, go ahead.
Dang. Anyway, I get close to the water. I'm like, man, I kind of want to put my feet in, right? So I'll take my shoes and my socks off, and I kind of just got my feet in there. And then the waves kind of crashing in, they hit my legs, and I feel good. I kind of want to sit in the water.
You sound real sensitive right now, man. Okay, I'm listening.
I wasn't dressed for this at all. I was dressed to go for a walk. I wasn't even really dressed to go for a walk. I just got invited to go, and it kind of went. So, Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. What is wrong with you?
I'm just listening to your story. Get to the
No,
point.
you're not just listening. I take off my shorts, right? Take off my shorts and my hoodie, and I get in the water in my boxers and my tank top, right? And just get in the water. Sat there, felt amazing. It was damn near like a spiritual experience. I was on the rocks where you can kind of like sit down, but the water was still like rushing me, and I was like damn near fully submerged. It was a blast. I haven't been in that damn water since I was like 9, 10 years old, because I always be like, ain't nobody getting that nasty ass water. But I got myself in there today. It was kind of clear too. I don't know if it's because the world been shut down for so long, we ain't been fucking it up.
You ever seen the movie, the 40-year-old version?
Yeah.
So there's a part in that movie that all of my real good friends, we leverage this part all the time when we do some super stupid stuff. Uh-huh. Right? And you know the part when they in I think they're in like the electronics store, and they keep saying, you know how I know you gay? You know how I know you gay? You know how I know you gay? Yeah, Herb. You know how I know you gay? That's what I got from that story.
Oh, really, really coming to me today, man. I'll tell you what. You coming to me today, we're absolutely thrilled to be joined live in studio by two very, very special guests. We got to take a break. When we come back, we are going to be speaking with Wanda B. She's the host of He Said, She Said podcast. And we're also going to be talking to Tiffany Yates from Damn It, I Ain't Angry. And the Soft Touch Experience. Both of those ladies are joining us live in studio. When we come back, we'll introduce them. We'll get into a conversation this afternoon about relationships, the relationship dynamics between men and women. That'll probably become our Friday thing. We'll kind of discuss relationships and from different perspectives on Friday. So this afternoon, we're thrilled to be joined by these two wonderful ladies live in studio. We will introduce them to you all when we come back. This is I Said What I Said. Herb Howard, Tucson Warner here with you to 3 o'clock. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPM.
This secure moment is brought to you by Secure Home and Automation, your premier authorized Bring security dealer. Home invasions occur every 23 seconds, fire every 85 seconds, and medical emergencies occur suddenly. In times like these, get secured home and automation and an affordable wireless home alarm system with professional monitoring. This includes fast emergencies response, free security analysis, free equipment, and free installation. A limited time offer, be proactive. Call today, don't delay. 708-251-5069. That's 708-251-5069. Call now, 708-251-5069, or visit our website, securehomeandautomation.com. Secure Home and Automation, where your life safety is our priority. It brings authorized dealers. Certain restrictions apply.
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Tucson Warner and Herb Howard.
You'll never breed a warrior. Mm-hmm.
Warriors, come out to play.
Shh, you hear that? And that's what's happening at every angle. They're creating paradigms where we can only raise feminine men.
Yes.
Whether they're homosexual or not, they feminine as shit.
Sure, because all masculinity is toxic.
All masculinity is toxic in a war-torn society where the dominant society is saying to your ass, we don't never want no warriors.
Right.
You bastards.
Any book you've ever read, you can read the Bible, goddammit. When they go and they destroy some shit, they kill all the boy babies.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even want you growing up to think you're going to do some shit to me.
Animals do the same thing.
kill
If I come over here and I take over this village now or whatever, like this gonna be my pride. First thing I'm doing, killing the male boys, like killing the male babies.
Don't you even grow up with that attitude,
Don't you
little
even
nigga.
think about it. Okay?
Bitch.
Right. You ain't my daddy, you damn right I ain't your daddy. Fuck your fort, little nigga.
Fuck your fort.
You're not my dad.
Oh man, I hate that I laugh at this shit in public.
That's real.
I hate that I laugh at this stuff in public.
That's real though, right? Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard live on What's in It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
WIIFTV PM.
And we are back live from the Maysaid Studios here at What's in It for the Black People Media. Thank all of you all for tuning in. This is I Said What I Said. My name is Herb Howard. His name is Toussaint Warner. And those two lovely young ladies that you're about to see pop up on your screen, on your right, that is Miss Wanda B. Wanda, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, if I was doing any better, I would sell myself. I'm excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on down and hang out with us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
It's an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to it. And next to her, it's the incomparable Tiffany Yates. How are you, Tiff?
I'm good. How are you?
You know what? I'm getting a little excited. Because you've been getting a little slick at the mouth since you walked in here.
I'm not necessarily slick at the mouth. I just speak the truth.
Okay, well, I'm loving your truth right now. I am absolutely loving your truth right now. And so we're gonna have that conversation as we continue to go through the air. Let me say something real quick to our fearless leader out there. I hope he can hear me, Maze Jackson, because Maze been going out of his way to try and ensure that I Said What I Said does not ascend to become the #1 show on What's in It for the Black People Media. I'm poking around on Maze's Instagram page, on his Facebook page. I see promo pictures and photos of the entire What's in It for the Black People Media family. The whole squad is up there, except who? You and me. Why is that, Maze? Why can't we get some love on the page? Why don't you want the people to know that we are here, right? Also, last night I had the opportunity to host a virtual game night for a gaming company called Famfoolery. It's a black-owned game company called Famfoolery, and their first game is called Trap Wars. It's a really, really fun game. It's been out for about 2 years or so. If you get a chance to pick it up, you can pick it up on Amazon, or you can go to famfoolery.com and order it there as well. Listen, we played the game last night, and we did a Divine 9 edition. It was put together by Black Moji, which is another black-owned company. They're coming out. They're going to be launching real soon. They do black emojis, right? So all the different kind of stuff that we would like to see as an emoji, they kind of create those things. So anyway, we were playing the Divine 9 edition, and Maze was on the game last night. He was representing the Sigmas, holding it down for those guys. And, of course, he come on there talking crap. Herb is second place on the thing. I said, Maze, you might get a chance to win tonight because you certainly can't win at What's in It for the Black People. So you might get a chance to win tonight. He didn't win, though. You know, he was close. I think he came in like second or third place. I think he just missed winning by like a second. It's a time game. But anyway, we had a really, really good time. I just want to find out why Maze is going out of his way to try and sabotage I Said What I Said. You know, what's good for us is good for you, Maze. You know, we can all win here, brother.
Man, it's all good. Just realize that this glow that we got is natural. We don't need that help.
You know what I'm saying? That's facts. That's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
No gimmicks, no nothing.
Roll with the winners, baby.
Just us, we rocking.
Roll with the winners, Herb.
Well, we are absolutely winning today because, as I told you guys earlier, we are joined live in studio by Wanda B and Tiffany Yates. Wanda has a podcast. He said, she said. Tiffany has a podcast. Damn it, I ain't angry. And the soft touch experience, which is more intriguing to me than the anger. But, you know, we'll get to that. Appreciate all of you all for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, this is I Said What I Said. His name is Toussaint Warner. My name is Herb Howard. Ladies, we have been trying to solve this issue of relationship dynamics between the men and the women. What's up, Maze? Finally got us on Instagram. Finally got us up there. We was the only people that wasn't up there. Finally.
He is
Tucson
still
told me when we started our show today, you had us up there as the Book of Dawn. Like we can't, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Don Millhouse, love her. But Jesus, can we get a little bit of love around this camp? Anyway, we've been trying to figure out this issue of relationship dynamics between black men and black women for quite some time, right? We've had some different people try to come on and talk about it and try and figure out why there seems to be a breakdown, right? And why we can't perform in our relationships. Perform in our relationships at our optimum level to produce the best outcomes for our families and our communities, right? What do you all think is the main obstacle to maintaining successful relationships between black men and black women?
That is such a deep and deep-rooted.
I like to go deep.
Question. Go on, Tiff. Handle You it. see, I turned to you. It won't be solved in these 2 hours, but it really won't. I mean, essentially, it would be communication. Communication, I would agree. I would agree would be communication, because the main thing that I feel we all have so much trouble with is, well, I guess it starts with self before it gets to that point of communication, because if you don't have a strong sense of self, what are you actually communicating? So besides the communication, I think it's how we all come into a relationship, how we start. The place we start from is usually from a place that needs where we start from is a place that needs to be resolved or healed or worked from. So we are coming to from a place of wholeness, and we're not coming from a place of wholeness.
And so we have to do the work. And a lot of times we don't know what that work looks like. And you have to be able, if you're in a relationship with someone and you've not done the work, Herb or Sue, you have to be able to listen to me and say, hey, this is the mirror, and I'm going to help you work through this and do the work and be willing to do the work and not feel like it's an attack against your ego.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest problem, right? Trying to take our egos out of the conversation, right? Because I think a lot of times our egos get in the way, and then it doesn't allow us to flow, right? Have free flowing communication and be honest with ourselves about exactly what we're dealing with. Everything feels like an attack, right? You're really just trying to tell me, hey, Herb, this is what I need, right? This is what I need. This is what I'm not getting. And I'm hearing, oh, I'm inadequate. I'm not this, and my ego is bruised now. And so I get into this defensive mode, and then we aren't really solving anything. We're kind of just yelling at each other. And presentation is everything, right? And sometimes things can be presented in a less than healthy way, right? So we might not actually say, hey, baby, I just want to let you know some things I'm missing. You might be like, or this or that, and it's like, well, hold on. And then things get lost in translation, and then we aren't really dealing with the root issues. No?
I agree. I feel that sometimes it is not, if we realize that sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes where people are coming from is more issues that they're actually dealing with. And I do agree, though, delivery is everything. How you bring it to someone definitely makes a difference. But then how you receive it, you have to sometimes take a look at yourself and say, why am I receiving it this way? What is making me get so angry about how? And I think that self-reflection is something we really struggle with. To say, because I shouldn't get offended if you bring something to me. So why don't I take a minute and say, why did I react that way? Right.
I think that, well, Tiff, you shaking your head, first of all.
You don't agree.
And I'm not sure that your mic. Can you talk into Wanda's mic? Because for some reason I'm not hearing you through this one. We'll deal with it on the break, but I'm not hearing you through that one.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
All right.
You were shaking your head when Wanda was saying that presentation is everything and important about how.
Because sometimes I want to be mad.
Okay.
And sometimes you want to be mad. And it's got to be okay. But you have to have that love to be able to receive it and know that, okay, she just passing out for a minute or whatever. And it is what it is. Like, everything isn't going to be cookie cutter and softness on, the touch and the delivery because you're angry. And as a black woman, I have to understand that when you come home, you fought the world. So fighting me ain't what we need to do.
Okay. Tu, you want to weigh in on this conversation at all, sir?
He likes skin.
Yeah, so
he likes skin.
I agree and disagree with everything, but I really want to add context.
Okay.
Right? So I know this is a popular conversation, right? There's 3 popular conversations in media, right? It's religion, relationships, and What is it? It's one more R.
Money.
Politics?
Nah, it's religion, relationships, and politics. Those are basically the three most popular conversations in radio or media, right? Now, religion and relationships are interesting to me in the sense that the reason I think they're the most popular is because everybody engages in them, or like let's say most people engage in them. So it's easy to converse about, right?
Sure.
But just because you engage in some shit don't mean you know about it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So we engage in food every day. Most people can't cook. Right. We don't think of it that way, but it's the reality, right? So what you really get out of all of those constructs, and it's happening a lot in politics today, and it's probably happened in politics forever too. I just ain't been around forever or understand politics at that level to know for sure, right? But I think what happens is, because everybody experiences it at some level, everybody thinks they're a master of it, but they're not really looking at the depth of the wealth of how that relationship takes place, or even where they get their relationship values from, right? So what happens is that I believe not almost all relationships are based in a social construct, right? So you don't even have your own relationship narrative. You don't have your own relationship ideas. What you have is the social construct ideas, right? And in order to understand fully how the relationship social construct works, specifically in regards to black people, you got to know the black person's political construct, because it's the same narrative, right? So we create relationship demands based on a social construct that's not real. It's like us talking about how we got to understand identity all the time.
Sure.
Right? Because we don't know identity, we keep running in circles thinking we find the answers when it's not attached to what we really want or what we really value.
Sure.
Same thing with relationships. Y'all look at TV, and I'm not saying y'all in regards to like women, I just mean people in general, right? You look at TV, you look at radio, you get all these other influences in your head and say, this must be what happiness looks like. And happiness is uniquely yours. It's not based on a social construct. So you never achieve happiness because you've never really set your own personal goal, right? But you keep these demands on your partner based on the same TV show your ass. He watched and you watched, which essentially is dumb as hell in my opinion. But it's also part of that conversation around capitalism, right?
Yeah.
Capitalism, by its very nature, makes you a terrorist. It makes you a terrorist. Everything's a negotiation. Relationships are spiritual. They're not negotiable. It just is what it is, but none of us are dealing in the spirit.
It's all transactional.
It's all transactional. So what can I get out of this situation, right? For a man, it might be, I'm going to get some new booty. You know what I mean? But I have no value beyond you, beyond your booty, right? And for a woman, it could be a plethora of things too, you know? I made a joke when we came in here, and I said, oh, it ain't even a joke, it's the reality. Tiff has known me half my goddamn life, right? And I ain't always been this dude all my goddamn life. You understand what I'm saying?
Tell the truth.
No, it's real though,
Yeah.
right? It's real though. So I used to run through women. I'm not saying that like proudly,
Right.
but it's just the reality.
Facts is facts.
Right? Now it's twofold. I got an opportunity to run through women for a certain reason, but then there's another part of that conversation we got to analyze. Because I wasn't like hiding that I ran through women.
Not at all.
So why would women allow me to run through women when it wasn't like a secret? So they got something out of that transaction as well. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to ask yourself, what did you really value? Because obviously I didn't value. And I'm not saying that proudly. I just recognize the error of my ways.
We're gonna get deep into this conversation. I think that it's I think it's a little bit irresponsible to expect somebody else to make you happy. I don't think that's somebody else's responsibility. You need to be happy on your own, and then your partner should complement that happiness, and y'all can be happy together. Also, I don't believe in monogamy. We'll have that conversation and more. This is I Say What I Said. My name is Herb Howard. He is Toussaint Warner, joined live in the studio by Wanda B and Tiffany Yates. We'll be right back after this.
WIFTPM. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I'm running for U.S. Senate for the state of Illinois. I will never give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduced property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve every man, woman, and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard.
Well, what was the power of the Bible? Most motherfuckers couldn't read. So the Bible legitimately changed the world because motherfuckers began to learn to read. And once I can learn to read, wait a minute, I can question some of this bullshit you talking about.
What school you go to though?
It don't matter.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Well, no,
I went to Dunbar.
Yes!
Let's say Dunbar.
Oh, it's good.
People disrespect the city schools. This Chicago. And I'm a motherfucking genius.
And that's on period.
Nah, to the mighty man. Nah, I'm just playing. But seriously though, think about it though, right? The Bible legitimately changed the world, right?
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Tucson Warner and Herb Howard live on What's In It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
What's up? This is Mike Love.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Diz.
Sounds like Bad Boy Radio.
Yeah, but it's not Bad Boy Radio because we are now Chicago famous, but we are back on the air.
3 to 6, Monday through Friday, starting September 8th.
All right, you tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody it's going down. Not only will you hear us on air, but you'll be able to see us as well, and that's all going down September 8th from 3 to 6.
What's In It for the Black People Media? Make sure you check us out.
Chicago famous.
WIIFTVPM.
And we are back live from the Maysaid Studios. This is I Said What I Said. Herb Howard and Tucson Warner here with you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Thank you so very, very much for choosing to tune in and be a part of this conversation. If you have not done so already, please take a quick moment to share the conversation. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Share it on your personal page. Share it even within your personal network. Anybody that you think would either add value to or find value in this particular conversation, we welcome them to be a part of it. We believe that the more like-minded individuals that we have take part in this conversation, the better our opportunities of finding the optimum solutions for the problems that we face. So if you would please take a quick moment to share the conversation, we would greatly appreciate it. But thank you so much for choosing to be here. Also, if you want to contribute to the show, you can do that as well by clicking on the little gold star in the bottom right corner of your screen. We certainly appreciate that. I've seen some come through. Let me see if I can swing back through here real quick. Brian Lamar, thank you so very, very much, sir. 1,173 stars. We are very grateful for that. Kang, appreciate you, brother, sending the stars in. Demetrius sending 530 stars in. We greatly appreciate you all so very, very much for continuing to support what is happening here. Carmen, thank you so much for the stars as well. We truly appreciate that from you. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody because I certainly would not want to seem ungrateful.
Don't forget to share the broadcast, man. We're trying to build the audience every time we step into this booth. I think these are important conversations we're having. I think we'll benefit, the vast majority of our community if we could relate to them. So always share the podcast if you can, man. We appreciate it.
Joining us live in studio, Wanda B, Tiffany Yates, hanging out, having a conversation about relationships and why we seem to struggle with them within the black community and what are the root causes for some of those things and how we can overcome them. Everybody kind of gave their general view and synopsis of how we feel about it, and we start to get a little bit further into that conversation. I was, mentioning before we went to break that I just don't think it's the responsibility of your partner to make you happy. I think too often we look to our partners to make us happy, and I don't think that's anybody's responsibility but your own. You need to be happy. I need to be happy, and we can bring our happy asses together and have the happy relationship. But if you expect me to make you happy or I'm expecting you to make me happy, that's bullshit. That's not even a real thing. If I'm not happy inside my own self, how you gonna do it for me, right? It's just not. It's not a real thing. But also, I don't believe in typical Western societal norms for relationships.
What's your belief? Namely,
monogamy. I don't really believe in it.
In what capacity?
I just don't think it's natural for two people to say, you know what? For 80 years, right? I'm only going to be with one person intimately. Now, and when I say intimacy, I don't necessarily mean sex. Certainly I could mean sex. Certainly that could be a part of it. But I just mean genuine, intimate connections with other people. That is like a taboo thing. So no, right? You're already committed to this person for long term. You can't have genuine connections with other people. I think that's complete bullshit, right? I love a lot of things, right? Like I love my car, right? That don't mean I don't like other cars. I love certain restaurants. That don't mean I ain't going to no other restaurants, right? To me, that's foolishness, right? I like love in abundance. I think that we should experience love and genuine connections in abundance. Sometimes that may include sex. Sometimes it may not. I have relationships with people that are very, very intimate, but are not sexual, right? And then I have relationships with people that maybe they are sexual, right? And I got with my wife when I was 20 years old, right? I don't know how much time God given me here on this earth, but let's just say 20 to 80, right? For 60 years, that's the only person I'm supposed to have sex with.
What you get married for?
Because I love my wife. We're great.
To do what? You could love her and not
to build a wife.
Her.
Why? Why not? Build a wife.
So if you marry
now, I agree with that actually.
Right. So if you got all this intimacy and you loving all these people and you want to have sex with all these people, what you marry her for?
Why not?
Why?
Because she's a great partner. We're great partners.
So you made a commitment to her to do what?
To be a great partner.
Man, come on.
Well, then you would have to ask you, what is your expectation of what marriage is?
My expectation is what I saw growing up entirely. And my parents are still together. I'll be 40. So they've been together about 42 years.
Okay.
Married. But probably about 55 in total. And so I come from that type of situation. That's what I know. It's what I want.
But stop it, though. Stop it right now. What does that mean? You just said they've been together. What does that mean?
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Do you know if they've been faithful
does
to each
that
other the
mean?
whole
They
time?
haven't been faithful to each other the whole
okay.
time. I mean, it is what it is. But they got through it.
Well, then that's the same thing.
That's what I'm
Herman's
saying. Everybody's fucking
But I'm just going to be upfront about it. That's what
Everybody.
That is what he said.
Nobody believes in
I'm not sharing.
Everybody believes in monogamy.
Going
but everybody's
back to
fucking
transactional
cheating.
behavior.
That,
No, look. Tiff just made a very important statement, right? And that's the problem. Relationships aren't about spirituality. They're about ownership. That's what capitalism makes you do.
Yep.
You just say, that's what share. I'm
my
not sharing
property.
it. The only thing you can't share is something that you own. You don't own me. It's not your decision to share.
But
You
that's
understand what I'm saying?
but that's the language we use all the time.
But that's
that's
the language
my
we use.
woman. That's my man.
Because
Like,
I
my
want
man
to
when I say I
own
do.
you. You don't want to be
Oh.
with me. You want to
you
own
want to
me.
possess me.
Nope.
Yes, you
What,
do.
what you mean, no?
You
That's
want- you
just
want
what
I don't
possess
want to
me.
possess you. If I
Because-
say I do, you say I do. The expectation is that it's just me
Okay.
and you.
And-
Period.
And listen, and if I'm meeting all of your
Okay,
expectations,
get your house caught on fire. It don't matter to me.
Jesus
See what I mean?
Christ, left eye.
what does that mean?
She talking about burning the house down now. Listen, all I'm saying is this here. If you have certain expectations for what you want from your partner, and I'm meeting all of those expectations, right? I'm meeting those expectations. I'm there for you. I'm fulfilling you emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever, right? We're good partners. Everything is working out. But I also have a genuine connection with somebody else. Now, that's not taking anything away from you, right? You're still, all of your needs are still being met. Your only problem with this is your ego. Only your ego is
Absolutely.
bruised.
I ain't gonna lie and say I ain't got no ego.
Well,
I
that's
do.
bullshit, though.
It is what it is. I am who I am.
Okay.
But at the end of the
But-
day, what are
but-
you marrying me for?
I just
like
told
if
you.
No.
Listen,
like
now.
we
Listen
can.
now.
I
Let's
can
not go
date
that. Wait,
you and I can date him.
wait.
Go ahead.
I really. So we have these conversations all the time, right? They happen in silos. They happen on the radio. But I don't want to just have this conversation over and over in a repetitive kind of way, right? I want to have this conversation in an intellectual kind of way that suits our audience, because our basic construct is talking about progressing the needs of the black community, right? So back and forth banter happens all the time, right? And one person blames the other person, and the next person blames the other person, and then you're not gonna get anywhere, right? I just don't see it that way. So part of the context of how we communicate, when I asked you, like, what is your construct or what is your concept of marriage, and you said, what I saw, right? And then I said, well, what's that mean, right? Because you've had relationships and you got a child. He don't know what's going on in your relationships in depthly, you think?
Nah, not in.
Right, but he sees them.
Yeah.
Right? So what do you think his expectation is going to be? What is it based in? It's not based in nothing. But we keep having arguments about ideas that aren't rooted in anything.
I agree.
Right? And then we get hyper about them because we've committed to these ideas that aren't rooted in anything. Right? Part of the problem in how we shape our understanding of relationships and why this is important to me, from a straight up relationship construct portion, I don't give a damn. Personally, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not that important to me.
Right.
Right. But from the standpoint of how do we progress our community, because I do believe that the black family is the foundation of how we grow anything. I want us to be open to hearing. Can we do that, please? Instead of just
Absolutely.
back and forth saying, nah, I feel this way. I feel this way. Let's think about it.
No, because I want to learn. Like, we're here to have a conversation. I want to be able to share my thoughts, but I also want to hear your thoughts. And maybe, that'll influence me and open my mind and change things too, right? I'm not saying my way is the right way or none of that, right? I'm just telling you how I think. And I'm also looking at these comments, and y'all are absolutely hilarious. I love the engagement in the comments right now. Y'all are all about this conversation. Talking about Herb don't mind entanglement. I am not here for no entanglements, right? Adrian says, no, some relationships are about spirituality. When I say my husband, it's not about ownership. It's about the person I committed to, and he committed to me. Right. I get that piece, right? I'm committed to you for the long term. I'm committed to you for life. But
what does that commitment mean?
Right.
Because when you mentioned your parents, you said they've been together for 55 years. But then when you asked what was the dynamics of their relationship, are you real? You mentioned just years. but the healthiness and togetherness of the relationship, what do you really know about that? What part of that do you want?
I want the entire thing, because what I saw was two young people get together at a very young age and have children, learn themselves and learn each other and grow a family. There have been some inconsistencies. That is what it is. But I've seen them grow together and fix it and solve it. Has it been easy? No. But they work together, and there's a love there that nothing can come through.
How is that different than what Howard is saying? If they both agree that there's a love there, we're going to work through it, but we agree that we're going to do this, how is that different?
How is it different than what?
How is the dynamic of what Herb said his relationship is, which I listened to everything you mentioned about your parents, that they had some tough times, they worked through it, they raised their children. Right. That's life. How is that different than the life Herb is saying he has with his wife?
They come from different years. I don't know that there is a really big difference, but what he's saying is that I'm married and I'm out here doing whatever and it's okay. I don't believe in that.
But I'm not really out here doing whatever though, right? So and other people are saying that some people just being silly. Herb's like, fuck it, I'm smashing these wops, right? It's not about that, right?
Getting all the wops.
Like for real, it's not just about sex, right? That's probably the least part of it. Like I've had my fair share of sex in my life. I'm not just out here throwing my dick around. That's not the purpose of what I'm saying here, right? It is about genuine connections. If I meet somebody or I know somebody and I have genuine connections with them, a real relationship, I don't see a reason why I should not be in relationship with that person, right? Just because I am committed to somebody else, right? It doesn't affect my commitment. It doesn't change or weaken my commitment in any way. I'm still meeting all of my expectations to my other partner. But why can't I have love in abundance? Like, why is it just one? I just don't understand it.
So check this
I just
out,
don't agree with it.
Check this out. I know Tiff's parents, right, intimately, and I love Tiff's parents to death, right? Her dad is my main man, and her mom looks out for me all the time. And you know, just listening to the conversation that Tiff pointed out, right? I love the dynamic of their relationship. You know what I mean? And you're right, they are from a different time, right? And I think in that time there was a greater understanding of what it means to be black, right? So your parents are how old? Not to put them on the spot. Yeah. How old are your parents?
So they were married 55 years.
So they old as shit.
So they're 66 and 65.
Okay.
66 and 65.
Yeah, they are.
Well, that ain't really young though. In context, right? We gotta understand. King died in what was it?
He was like
32,
33,
something like that. 68 or 69, right? So 69. I was born in 76, and we gotta think about just from that short time span, the gap in how the world shifted and how to change. So your parents saw America where there was water fountains that said, "Don't you nigga ass person drink right here," right? The world had a narrative already shaped to say, "This is who you are. This is your value asset." Right? There was no confusion. We have never seen or witnessed that America, right? So there's this confusion that we're living as free citizens, right? So during your parents' time, they got to witness verbatim that we're not a part of this world. So what matters most to us is our relationship to one another. People mattered. Our people mattered, right? We've kind of assimilated toward whiteness in a different kind of way because we've been brought up in this illusion of the freedom to move in this kind of white capitalist construct, when they didn't really have that freedom in the same kind of way, because there was clear definitives of where your value lies, where your value assets are. So only in your community do you matter. You can't go beyond these barriers.
So are you saying then, based on that is why they stay together? They know that commitment to each other is everything. We are in this together.
I think their commitment just to community in general was different because there was a structured understanding that this is really all we got, right? I heard one old head said not too long ago. It's like, you know, back in and this is beyond your parents' day. You know, this might have been my grandparents' day, but the highest job that a man could get was a Pullman porter. The best job a woman could get was a maid. You done had these aspirational ass views of life. Because a maid and a Pullman porter wasn't getting no goddamn mansion or living on the top of, or even living in Beverly for that matter, right? So instead of putting your value asset in things and materialism, you came home and put your value asset in your family. Because that's all you really had to value, right? Which goes back to the conversation I've had before about black people being the moral compass of America. Sure. Right? Because outside the black community, there is no morality in America. We just got to be real about it, which goes back to how capitalism works. It makes you a terrorist. So everything's negotiable. Because I want to, what you say, own everything. Whether you use a different word or not, it's still, I want to own everything, right? And if I want to own everything, then the only rules that matter in me owning some shit is mine. And love ain't about owning or controlling. It's really about being. It's not about doing. It's about allowing to be. You got a child, and you can see the difference in the dynamic. Because in the child-parent relationship, you got to allow them to be.
We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to delve further into this particular conversation. Also, at 2 o'clock, we'll open up the phone lines to you. 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. As always, your input is valued. It is certainly appreciated. I'm all in these comments today, man. Y'all are y'all are really, really with it today, man. I'm hearing all the advice and all the suggestions, but I'm not convinced yet. So we'll come back. We'll take a break. Herb Howard, Tucson Warner, joined live in the studio by Wanda and Tiffany. This is I Said What I Said. We'll be right back.
WIFTBPM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I'm running for U.S. Senate for the state of Illinois. I will never give up on inclusion and equality, prison reform, reduced property taxes, and economic opportunity for all. I want to get to know your neighborhood and the problem that you face every day. And I want to serve every man, woman, and child in the state of Illinois. A vote for me is a vote for you.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
WIFTBPM.
And we are back live from the Maysaid Studios here. What's in it for the Black People Media? What's in it for the Black People Media is going to change the way you see radio forever. That is because on Tuesday, September 8th, Chicago Famous with Mike Love and Diz is joining the What's in it for the Black People Media family. Tune in every day from 3 to 6 p.m. for Chicago Famous with Chicago radio legends Mike Love and Diz. They'll talk everything from music, entertainment, sports, politics, race, culture, and everything that is happening today. Plus, they'll take it back to the old school for some of the features and interviews that you love. So that's right. It's Chicago Famous Mike Love and Diz starting here Tuesday, September 8th, every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. Make sure you are tuned in. I'm looking forward to them kicking it off now. We're going to have a big launch for that this coming Tuesday. Absolutely looking forward to those brothers coming in here. And they'll be following us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we get to chop it up with them, see what's going on in their word on their show as well. Thank y'all for tuning in to this show. It is called I Said What I Said. My name is Herb Howard. His name is Tucson Warner, and we are joined live in the studio by Wanda B. She has a podcast, He Said, She Said, and Tiffany Yates. Damn it, I ain't angry.
I love
and
that.
Soft Touch Experience. Having a conversation about relationship dynamics right now, and we've given our opinions on it. Tu did some research earlier. It's got a couple of clips that we want to play. There's a conversation between Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin that Tucson and I absolutely love, right? We reference it a lot. We've watched it often. And we're going to play a couple of those clips for you right now. At least as we go through the show, we'll play a couple. But let's pull up the first one. If we can, Miss Sonia Escobar doing all the hard work in the production studio. Appreciate you, Esco.
We're not like in disagreement. What I'm trying to maybe get you to relate to is that, and I lay it on black men because I'm a black woman.
You have every right to.
I'm sure it's that arbitrary.
No, you have every right to.
But a guy, let's say a guy's going with girl. Mm-hmm. You're going with Maybelle. And Maybelle gets pregnant. All of a sudden, you can't speak to Maybelle because you don't have the money for a crib. Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She doesn't need a crib. The baby's going to sleep someplace. If you can follow me for 2 seconds. Wait. Baby's going to sleep someplace. The baby's going to eat something. But what she needs at that moment is a man. Mm-hmm. And in order, if the man functions as a man, mm-hmm. which is not necessarily a provider for all that stuff, because everybody can understand why you can't buy something. You don't have a job. You didn't have a job when you were always going to bed. Mm-hmm. Why are you going to get a job because she got pregnant? You understand? There's no job. But what she needs is a man to come by and say, hey, baby, you look good. And black men refuse to function like that because they say, I want to bring the crib when I come. Baby, you're never going to get the crib.
Baby.
Bring yourself.
Baby, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. you know. But let me tell you this, you know, you may be absolutely right, and you are right from your point of view.
It's arbitrary.
But you have to understand my point of view.
I'm trying.
You know, and in my point of view, well, if you were pregnant, I would act very differently. That's me. That's something else. But from the man's point of view, given the fact, as we said much earlier, that the standards of the civilization into which you were born are first outside of you. And by the time you get to be a man, they're inside of you. And this is not susceptible to any kind of judgment. It's a fact. If you're treated a certain way, you become a certain kind of person. If certain things describe you as being real, they're real for you, whether they're real or not. And in this civilization, a man who cannot support his wife and his child is not a man. And this is also for example, in the welfare rules. You know, the black man has always been treated as a slave, and of course he reacts that way, one way or another. You know, and you can blame him on a human level if you like, but I think it's more interesting you have to understand it. The bag the cat is in.
But it's so...
You know, because how can I... You know, I'm not being rational. You know, I may love you, especially if I love you. How in the world I can't come with nothing.
But it's not,
I know it doesn't make any sense, Nikki, but a man is built like that.
You see, when we talk about the children, right? We talk about, like, let's say my little boy, your nephew, something like that. We talk about how are we going to create the new child in the same old syndrome? Well, somebody has to fake it enough. You understand? Somebody has to say, hell no, I can't buy you a bicycle. You don't need one. Yeah. And smile about it so the kid can say, I'm not afraid of daddy.
But sometimes that happens, and after all...
But not enough to talk... when we're talking about the group.
Yeah, but wait.
We're talking about the group.
Hold the phone, baby. You know, it has begun. Something has begun. The fact that we're talking about it is a beginning.
It's very important.
You know, it's very important indeed. Look, I've had to learn in my own life, you know, I want this. I want it Friday. And Friday comes and I worked my behind off to get something done that don't come. It doesn't come for 20 years. Then you use that 20 years. Look, life is a very short and very long time. It is, really it is. You know. And it's very important not to get hung up on any given detail, because what is there, like the fact that you're a woman and the fact that I'm a man, that's going to be there forever, and we have to deal with that forever.
From the beginning,
you know.
Sure.
And we have to deal with it from day to day, you know. Because if we love each other, we both know it. The tragedy is we both know it, and the greater tragedy is that it's destroyed by things which have nothing to do with you and nothing to do with me. A man is built as he's built, and there's nothing one can do about that. A man is not a woman.
That's true.
You know, and whether he's wrong or right, look, if we're living in the same house, you're my wife or my woman, I had to be responsible for that house. And I'm not allowed to be responsible for that house. I'm no longer in my own eyes. It doesn't make any difference what you may think of me. In my own eyes,
that's fair.
I'm not a man.
You were listening to a conversation between Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin, too. You pulled that clip up. Why were those words in that particular part of the conversation so powerful to you?
Because for me, it's the basis of the conversation that we're having right here today, right? I brought up the point that capitalism makes you a terrorist. And I think that dialogue between those two kind of exemplify the two different perspectives, right? I think in that specific clip, James Baldwin was communicating from that capitalist terrorist kind of viewpoint, right? I can't be a man if I ain't got no money. I can't be the man you want me to be, because even internally, I will never feel like a man, right? And while Nikki Giovanni was like, man, the hell with that crib. You ain't got to buy that crib. I just want you to be here close to me, telling me I'm valuable, feeling this spiritual energy. She says fake it to him, but that's for his perspective. For her, I just want to feel value, because I value you just being, right? Not doing, not providing, just being. And then James Baldwin responds, fuck all that. You don't understand men. It'll never work, right? And therein lies the construct or the social dynamic of it happens today, right? Now, going back to the politics of it all. In our community, we got one a $1,700 net worth, median net worth, right? 40% of black men in just Chicago are unemployed, right? So by the very nature of the standards of what defines man from the social construct, you done already shot out 40% of them just because they jobless and broke. But the median of people who are earning only got $1,700. So he ain't got the amenities of what defines you as a man in this society has. So he's never going to align with the understanding of the social construct and the social values of a relationship. And I know we got to go to break, but I want to read this one statement because this was so mind-blowing to me.
Sure.
And James Baldwin says at the end of that clip, he says, the very tragedy of love is that it is destroyed by things that legitimately have nothing to do with you or me.
Read that again.
The very tragedy of love, and we know we love each other, it is destroyed by things that have legitimately nothing to do with me or you.
Powerful words from the incomparable James Baldwin. We got another clip, or is there 2 more clips too?
Even in the comments, they like, now funds is important. We cannot even get our minds away from the social construct. We can't even see beyond it.
Listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll get your opinions on what you heard from the clip. We'll also ask the ladies joining us live in the studio. Wanda and Tiff are here. Get their opinions on what they heard. And also, we'll open up the phone lines to you. 872-259-7474. This is I Said What I Said. We'll be right back.
WIFTVPN.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Mike Love and the Dig. Yeah, Mike Love and the Dig. Go, Mike Love. I got a question. Hey, are you ready to go down? Here we go again.
It's all about the bad boys, baby.
Hey, what's up? This is Mike Love.
Hey, what's up? It's Diz.
Of Bad Boy Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. This ain't 1999, man.
Yeah, man. It's Chicago famous.
Say what? Old guys now.
Oh, I'm hurt. My back. We are back starting September 8th.
Get ready, Chicago. That's right. We are coming back on the air.
3 to 6 p.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media.
Chicago famous.
On yesterday's installment of On the Soil, we talked about the first place White Sox and Cubs.
We also talked with our boy Darnell Mayberry of The Athletic about those Bulls, man.
And we paid tribute to John Thompson, Cliff Robinson, and Chadwick Boseman.
Make sure you tune in, continue to rock with the bigs. You are On the Soil, What's In It for the Black People Media.
You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard.
Well, the power of the Bible. Most motherfuckers couldn't read. So the Bible legitimately changed the world because motherfuckers began to learn to read. And once I can learn to read, wait a minute, I can question some of this bullshit you talking about.
What school you go to, though?
It don't matter.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Well,
I went to Dunbar.
Yes!
That's how Dunbar.
Oh, it's good.
People disrespect the city schools. This Chicago. And I'm a motherfucking genius.
And that's on period.
Shout out to the mighty man. Nah, I'm just playing. But seriously though, think about it though, right? The Bible legitimately changed the world, right?
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard live on What's In It for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
This secure moment is brought to you by Secure Home and Automation, your premier authorized Bring security dealer. Home invasions occur every 23 seconds, fire every 85 seconds, and medical emergencies occur suddenly. In times like these, get secured home and automation and an affordable wireless home alarm system with professional monitoring. This includes fast emergencies response, free security analysis, free equipment, and free installation. A limited time offer, be proactive. Call today, don't delay. 708-251-5069. That's 708-251-5069. Call now, 708-251-5069. Or visit our website, securehomeandautomation.com. Secure Home and Automation, where your life safety is our priority. It brings authorized dealers, certain restrictions apply.
WIFTVPN.
And we are back. This is I Said What I Said. We are live from the Maysaid Studios here. What's in it for the Black People Media? Each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, myself, Herb Howard, and Tucson Warner get together with you, discuss issues that are impacting the Black community, and we have a conversation in hopes of reaching some conclusions for how we can overcome many of the obstacles that we face in our communities. Thank each and every one of you so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. It absolutely means the world to us. Thank you for continuing to share the conversation. We greatly appreciate that as well. Also, thank you to you all for the stars that you guys continue to contribute to the show by clicking on that gold star at the bottom of the screen. We greatly appreciate that. Raymond Hubbard, thank you so very, very much for the 2 stars. Antoine Dumela, I still messed it up.
Antoine Dumela.
Met her and the whole person gave a whole big hug and everything and still messed up. Antoine Dumela, thank you so much for the stars. Greatly appreciate that. Gardis, thank you so very much for sending us the stars. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. I'll tell you somebody else who appreciates you.
Alexis Bowden too. She sent us some stars too. I said,
I missed it. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Alexis. We greatly appreciate that. Solo Beauty appreciates you. Solo Beauty is the beauty supply store. It's at 8158 South Cottage Grove. They have all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, because we don't get down on no Sundays and Mondays. Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can go through and get all of your hair care supplies taken care of. If you do not want to go into the store, you can find them online as well at solobeautysupply.com. Again, solobeautysupply.com, located at 8158 South Cottage Grove. We've gotten pretty deep into a conversation about relationships, right? And y'all in the comments, y'all ain't left the y'all ain't left the polyamory part of the conversation yet.
With each other. They listen to us no more.
They having their own conversation over there. I kind of want to hop in y'all conversation. They having their own conversation in there about poly versus monogamy. And listen,
so I'm finna be an asshole.
Non-ethical. I mean,
I'm finna be an asshole. This is my name.
Ethical non-monogamy. Right. Go ahead. Come on with the asshole.
The reason they stand there is because it's easy. And that's the goddamn problem. We want it to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Victory don't come easy in nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Preach.
Yeah, that it's easy to take. It's easy to take a stand on that,
It's
right?
easy.
Yes,
I'm
agree or don't.
about monogamy, or I'm not for it, right? Or and so you can stand in your space right there.
And
don't
even
take
that
no
is
whole lot of
based
work.
on a social norm. Because there are whole other countries that only operate in polyamorous and polygamy relationships.
Right.
And it's very normal for everybody fucking there. You'd be abnormal if it was only 2 of y'all. Yeah. Right? And if you were born in that construct, you would look at us like, what's wrong with them weird motherfuckers? You see what I'm saying? See how the social construct creates the relationship value set?
Yeah.
Right?
We're told what to think.
But here's the dynamic in our community. We're in an American social construct, but we're not a part of the American social construct. So we can't adapt to those rules in that way because it kills our community. And we're talking about this from the standpoint of a relationship, right? And that's cool because I know that's how people engage, right? But it's really bigger than that. It turns into a goddamn gender war, right? So you get Kamala Harris, and my humble opinion is she ain't shit. Now, my humble opinion is based on, y'all know me, I'm researching. I'm not just talking this shit. I've studied this shit because I like it. This is where I live at. Right? But then these fly-by-night motherfuckers come in and tell me what my opinion should be. And you don't know shit I know.
Right.
But then because I don't agree with you, I'm a woman hater. Because that's an easy fucking narrative. And it keeps this dumb shit going back and forth. Nobody listening because everybody only read the motherfucking headline.
Do you
got
share
to
what
read
you
the
know?
book. You got to read the book. I share what I know all the time.
In what stands though, friend?
In all of them.
I know, but like you share it, and I told you this, I think yesterday, like you're such a Leo, and it's like sometimes people don't receive it. Like you speak.
Well, I agree with that. I'm not nice about it.
And so sometimes you have to meet people where they are, friend, because they don't hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? So like for
catch
people,
up, niggas.
Well, nigga.
Wait, Tiff.
What up?
Tiff.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I asked you in the conversation was
what?
We were talking about how messages are sent and received, and how they may not be received quite as well based on the tone that the person sends it with. Right. What you say?
I said sometimes you got to be angry.
Fuck it, let me be angry. Let me say it how I want to say it.
Angry all the time.
But I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
Somebody that don't know you.
I'm not angry at all. I'm serious.
As a friend.
But I'm not angry.
As a friend, you said in the beginning of this, I've known you for how long?
But that don't mean I'm angry.
I know you ain't. You just made a statement and said that a lot of people think you don't like women or something like that. That's so far not the truth.
But
sure ain't. I fucking love women.
How you know somebody gay? What you say? What you ask me?
Loving women in that fashion and loving women.
You don't care.
Nah, and I hear what Juan is about to say too, right? But even the fact that I can get to this conclusion is based on my love of women. I see the value. I see the value of the family. I see the value of the relationship. I see the value, the ultimate value, not the surface shallow value, right? But here, I'll get labeled by a motherfucker who is a woman herself and don't see her ultimate deepest value. You understand what I'm saying? Because I ain't being shy to your motherfucking ass. Because I'm challenging you. But that's really what this shit is about. See, in my opinion, a real relationship is based on what you attract. You attract. It's a mirror, right? That's what it really is. I don't give a fuck what you say. He ain't shit. If he ain't shit, guess what you ain't?
Ain't shit.
You ain't shit either. Because you only attract what you are, right? So the very essence of our relationships is you. It's a universal thing. It ain't even about gender, right? So it's in this context. The feminine and the masculine create the energy of God when they're connected. You can't have God when they're separate. You just can't fucking have it. It don't work that way. It's the balance of the feminine and the masculine. And each of us have both of us inside of us. Mostly women should carry the feminine in abundance where the male should carry the masculine in abundance. But both parts of those are within me, as I am within you, right? And as you create that union and you build a child, you are the representation of what God should be. But there's out of balance in our community, and that's about the social construct, right? In this era, the woman is being elevated, which keeps you in the masculine capacity, never reaching your feminine. Keeps the man in the feminine capacity, never reaching his masculine. But it's only because you've adapted to the value system of a fucking America. It's not natural to the universe.
Have we adapted to it or have we been forced into it? Because I agree with you. The women have been forced into masculinity and the men are being forced into femininity. But is it a situation where we've adapted to it or we've been forced into it?
It don't matter. We've accepted it. Either way, however you got there, you've accepted it. We've accepted it. And all you got to do is say, well, I don't value this. And it changes everything.
Some people don't know to say that.
I don't disagree. That's why I said capitalism makes you a terrorist. And to deny it makes you soft or stupid or not fit in with the norm. But fitting in with the norm is what's actually destroying our fucking community. Because we ain't part of the norm. How the fuck you a capitalist and you got $1,700 in the bank? And that's at the top 50. So you below the top 50. If you 49 or below, what the fuck you working with? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you're not a capitalist. So all the materialism attached to capitalism, it can't feed your soul. You don't get it. You're a fucking liar is what you are. You're a performer and pretending on the stage. That's all you are. You're a fucking actor. That's all. And then wonder why you ain't getting no honesty. Because you've been lying since your ass got here.
They don't know they lying.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't know. They're operating from what they know, how they've been raised, what they've been taught. And so you have to know you are to realize it, to address it.
But in order to do that, you got to let go of the stage. I don't want to be on the stage.
You can't let go of the stage if you don't know you're on the stage.
And what if they feel like you the one on the stage?
I think you know you.
I don't think you do.
I think you know you on the stage if your ass ain't eating every day. I think you know you on the stage if you struggling to pay. If you got 2 weeks without renting, it's a wrap.
Everybody is not in a relationship where somebody's going to hold the mirror to them and challenge them, like you just said. I 1,000% agree that if you are in a relationship, you should have a mirror up to you at all points in time to say, hey, this is what you look like. And if they care for you, they should help you to affect change. Everybody ain't able. So when you're having these conversations about the men are being subjected to the femininity, they need to rise up, because a lot of the sisters, while they're being masculine, they don't know they've been forced into that situation. You know my story. So when it was forced on me, it just is what it is. But I didn't know that was what was happening.
And let me be clear. I'm not blaming. I'm explaining.
No,
right?
and I'm saying
that's all I want to be very clear about that.
That's it. I'm not saying that you are, but at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that you should be able to put a mirror up to you, and then it should be able to be seen, and you have to be able to receive it.
But even to the concept about your parents' relationship, right? And wanted to ask you, well, did your dad step out on your mom, or did your mom step out on your dad? And I don't know which one did what. It ain't my business.
It ain't nobody's.
Right? And I don't give a shit. I love them either way. Right?
I do too.
But it happened.
Yeah.
Right? And they dealt with the pain of that.
Yes.
Right? Whatever the pain of that, whatever pain that was associated to that, right? And I think the difference in our terroristic view of shit, we think we ain't got to deal with no pain. and don't know growth come without no pain. You want to lose weight? Go your ass to the gym. There's going to be pain attached to that. You want to gain muscle? There's going to be pain attached to that. You want to get smarter? You're going to have to sacrifice and sit your ass down and read some shit. There's struggle attached to every part of growth. We come to the table like, well, I ain't supposed to struggle with shit.
We're the microwave society. We want it done now. We want it now. We don't want to do the work. We don't want to find out. Just give it to me. Give it to me.
And then wonder why we get microwave results, right? There's no health attached to some shit you done nuked. It is what it is.
But we want instant gratification. That's the American way. That's why we are so indebted financially. That's why we are so overweight physically, right? I ain't got time to go set something out and cook something. I'm gonna stop at the fast food restaurant on the way, right? I ain't got time to actually save up some money and be able to purchase this outright. I'm gonna throw it on the credit card, right? We want instant gratification, and we're the same way in our relationship dynamics, whether it's a friend relationship or a spousal relationship or a romantic, whatever kind of relationship. Like, that's how we operate.
But the question I have, like we always say, that's how it is. But we all know the outcomes of how it is.
Right.
Why we keep accepting how it is?
Yeah.
Because we look at the why. You mentioned some of the why, but and I'm just going to use your parents as an example. We look at the
stars of the show this afternoon.
I know, right?
I mean, shout out to Clifford and Denise.
Big Cliff. I'll call him Cliff, though.
You better not.
Pops.
We look at the end result and want that. Mm-hmm. But we don't look at we don't look at what it took to get to that place. We go right to the microwave of saying, I want what they have.
Right.
And then do we go back and do the history of their relationship? What did they do? How did they build? How did they make it work? There's been a lot put into them 42 years. Whatever. You know we don't pay any attention to the 54 years. We look at 55 and say, I want that.
Yeah.
In that idealistic view of wanting this perfect relationship without learning how to get to that point. And I think we're there.
What are you willing to do for that, 55 years, right? Are you willing to put that work in or not? And, by and large, most people aren't.
Are you willing to do self-sacrifice?
It's about sacrifice, right? It's about sacrifice, communication. Are you willing to make those sacrifices? Listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, if you want to join the conversation, please feel free to do so. The telephone number here is 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. As always, your input is valued. It is certainly appreciated. My name is Herb Howard. His name is Tucson Warner. Those two lovely ladies over there, that's Wanda B, and that is Tiffany Yates. We'll be right back after this.
WIFTBPM.
Yesterday's installment of On the Soil, we talked about the first place White Sox and Cubs.
We also talked with our boy Darnell Mayberry of The Athletic about those Bulls, man.
And we paid tribute to John Thompson, Cliff Robinson, and Chadwick Boseman.
Make sure you tune in, continue to rock with the bigs. You are On the Soil, what's in it for the Black People Media.
Man! What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Tucson Warner and Herb Howard. You never breed a warrior.
Come out to
you hear that? And that's what's happening at every angle. They're creating paradigms where we can only raise feminine men.
Yes!
Whether they're homosexual or not, they feminine as shit.
Sure, because all masculinity is toxic.
All masculinity is toxic in a war-torn society where the dominant society is saying to your ass, we don't never want no warriors.
Right. You bastards.
Any book you've ever read, you can read the Bible, goddammit, when they go and they destroy some shit, they kill all the boy babies.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't even want you growing up to think you're going to do some shit to me.
Animals do the same thing. If I come over and I take over this village now or whatever, like this gonna be my pride. First thing I'm doing, killing the male boys, like killing the male babies.
Don't you even grow up with that?
Don't you even think about it. Okay? Bitch. All right. You ain't my daddy, you damn right I ain't your daddy. Fuck your foot, little nigga. Fuck your foot. You love my dad.
I laugh at this shit in public.
That's real.
I laugh at this stuff in public.
That's real though, right?
Tucson Warner and Herb Howard live on What's in it for the Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Biggest threat to Illinois citizens from Washington is health care costs and policies. Senior citizens have their Social Security reduced from Medicaid, and some of our senior citizens live on $3 a week for food allowance. Working families are facing bankruptcy over policy and limit and cost. Drug prices require a decision between food and Medicaid. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Vote for me and send me to Washington. God bless.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
WIFTBPM.
are back live from the Maysaid Studios at What's in It for the Black People Media. This is I Said What I Said. My name is Herb Howard. My esteemed co-host name is Toussaint Warner, and we're absolutely thrilled to be joined live in the studio by Tiffany Yates and Wanda B. Wanda B, host He Said, She Said. Tiffany Yates, host Damn It! I ain't angry.
I love it.
And the soft touch experience. What's up with the soft touch experience? That sounds a lot more appealing.
Tell them something about the soft touch real quick, Tiff, because you know you be blessing me and lacing me with the soft touch experience.
You gotta come to your mic.
She lay hands, baby. Yeah. So
Tiff got hands, G.
Turn these lights down a little bit.
Come on.
We ain't gotta do all that.
You know what I'm saying?
Lights down.
No soft touches.
Come on, let's talk like this for the rest of the show.
You want me talking like girls?
Man, tell them about the soft touch so we can move forward, please. This shit is irritating me.
Come on.
So I
always hating on us. Go ahead, boy.
Hey, babe.
How you feeling?
All right.
This red lipstick is doing it for me. The white shorts is doing it for me too. I'm not gonna lie about that. These white shorts. Jesus Christ.
Stay nice.
Very much so. Oh, y'all still here? I forgot y'all was even in the room.
No, I know you guys.
For real. Soft Touch is my company. I am an esthetician, so Soft Touch is my spa. It is for I do beards, brows, and Brazilians. Everything with me is an experience.
Men?
Top to bottom.
You wax men?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just asking. I'm
I
curious.
wax men top to bottom.
Good.
You don't like your man clean?
Yeah, because I'm not here for the pubic hair. I'm just not. I don't rock with it.
Anyway,
you want it all gone?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It makes it better. But anyway,
really?
So I do beard facials. I have a product line called the Bearded Playground, and yeah.
Well, that sounds amazing to me. I'm
beard facials out of shit.
I'm going to book a service.
Book it.
Indeed.
Let me get them blackheads out your face.
Hey,
so Tiff know me in real life, right? I'm not the
He
metrosexual
is
type
not.
at
He
all,
is
right? I ain't with none of that shit. I'm light skinned, but none of that shit apply
Yeah,
to
we
me.
know.
You know, it don't
He
really.
dark skin on the inside.
I'm dark skinned on the inside. That light skin shit don't apply to me. It never has. You know what I mean?
He definitely the blackest nigga.
But Tiff could. Just on GP, I'ma support my homie. So when she started it, I was like, man, get that gay shit out of here. That was my first response, of course.
Not his beard.
Now he calls me somebody.
I went in and said, hey, we're gonna come back. I need that.
Now he calling me talking. I need my beard crack.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I'm absolutely looking forward to the service. I'm very, very serious about
Please
that piece.
do.
You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be hard to find like people who would like actually wax men. Like, oh no, we only service women. We only service women.
No.
So I'll be having the, you know.
So I do service women as well, you know, but the
What's wrong with you too?
the emphasis behind my company is for the brothers because no one really takes care of your skin.
Hey, don't, boo.
Oh.
Thank you. We got soft
So
hands too.
listen,
Soft touch.
Saturday is World Beard Day.
Okay. I ain't really got no beard though. I can't really rock
Goatee
with
day?
that.
When is that?
I'm sorry?
Goatee day? Can they come to beard day?
So he has a baby beard.
Oh, he got a
And
baby
so what I'm going to
beard.
ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to submit your baby
You gonna moisturize it for me?
Absolutely. Submit your baby beard to
What's
my
the top?
Mr. Bougie Beard initiative. Get away.
Mr. Bougie Beard.
Mr.
Bougie Beard.
For you.
I don't know where we're in the conversation right now.
Next ass nigga.
So I'm having a Bougie Beard contest. I'm looking for Mr. Bougie Beard to be a brand ambassador.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's super dope.
Yeah, I ain't going.
Where can people find
should
where
submit, friend.
where can people find you if they want to acquire your services?
Absolutely. So on Instagram, you can follow me at the Bearded Playground, and my website is beardedplayground.com.
All right.
Okay, so we got a caller.
Listen, if you want to join the conversation, the telephone number here is 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. I believe that Chris is on the line. Chris, what's happening, good brother? How you feeling?
Man, I'm doing well, man. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing well. Appreciate the call, brother. What's on your mind?
I wanted to jump in and say that one of the problems that I believe exists in terms of black marriage in particular, and we can talk about black love leading into black marriage, is that there's really, in my opinion, women, just kind of in general, at least in American culture, they don't fantasize about marriage with any expectation of service or responsibility for improving their future husband's quality of life, like for the rest of their life. I think that the burden is really one-sided in that respect. A man who is who wants to be a husband is going to be expected to maintain his wife's quality of life, like, and his family's quality of life, generally across the board. And this, you know, you all can go into the paradigm and the construct that you know, comes from, and etc.
Sure. But
just, you know, it just is what it is. And it doesn't matter how poor we are, you know, or what our reality is, even as black men. You know, in 30 major cities, we have an unemployment rate of almost 50%.
Right.
But nevertheless, that just, to me, seems to be a great imbalance in terms of what black love and black marriage has to deal with, is that I've not grown up with black women who are socialized to really serve their husbands and contribute to their husband's quality of life.
All right, Brother Chris. Well, we greatly appreciate the call. Thank you so much for choosing to be a part of the conversation. I'm looking in the comments. A lot of people not agreeing. I'm looking around the room. A lot of faces not agreeing. Listen, I tell y'all all the time, we welcome all sides of the argument. Your input is absolutely valued. It's appreciated, even if we don't agree. Ladies, do we agree?
I understand what he's saying. I get it, but like James Baldwin said, that expectation of men to provide is huge. Mm-hmm. But not being taught to take care of our men, I think we're not being taught to necessarily take care of their happiness. Mm-hmm. And I know it's an inside job with your happiness. Sure. No, but I know with my mom, all I was actually taught was to take care, make sure you cook for him, mm-hmm. clean for him, mm-hmm. do those. And I think their needs are exceeding what we've actually been trained to do. My mom was very clear on, she's from the South, and you take care of your man. But what she told me to do was clean, cook, take care of the kids.
And what did you find other needs that maybe weren't being met?
His mental health, his internal of how he's feeling about his day, how that's going. That I will say, but my mom actually didn't probably do it either. But that's not necessarily what I was trained to do. But I was definitely trained on the surface to take care of his person.
Sure. But the mental and the emotional piece, maybe not so much.
Not at all. Yeah. I mean. At least from my mother. I'm not going to say what other women did, but my mother, it was definitely, I mean, she gave me full lessons on making his plate.
As long as he's hungry and the house clean.
Looking good when he comes home from work, and all that stuff my mother told me, but actually saying, how was your day, and caring about that was not part of it.
Okay.
Now, I know yours probably maybe different, your experience.
It was kind of similar, but I ain't your mama. Mm-hmm. And what I heard him say was, whomever he's choosing is not concentrating on his love language. So my question to him is, are you advocating for what your love language is? Because when you say acts of service, I mean, it's a love language, right? But at the end of the day, you're speaking of simplistic stuff. So you're speaking of the expectation of you all is to provide for the home. The expectation of us is to keep the home clean. Okay, yada yada, what the man. We all know that, right? But when you talk about act of service, are you talking about cleaning the home? Are you talking about serving you when you get home? What does that look like for you? So you have to be able to communicate what it is you need.
I don't think so. I don't know, and then, men, you can speak for this. I don't know if it's even brought up for men. To me, Mr. Baldwin brought it up perfectly. Is it really brought up to them to think about what actually makes them happy, other than taking care of you, other than your and?
That's a real thing. I don't even think men have a relationship ask. Period. Other than sex.
I think they do.
Yeah, I think
I'm interested to hear it.
And I think that, well, I know that I've experienced it, but it took some time for him to be able to communicate that to me. So it's a situation of where you all have an ask, but you have to be comfortable and vulnerable enough with that woman to share it, because that ask is vulnerability for you. And so when you communicate that ask, that's something sacred that you held for however many years.
So I'm gonna give you some game though. We ain't gonna never ask you for no vulnerability.
I'm saying no for you all to be vulnerable. Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Say what you need. Hear exactly what you're saying. That's not an ask.
I gotta pause both of y'all right there. We gotta take a break. Before I go, I got a lot of thank yous I need to send out though. I want to say thank you so much to Sarah E. Mickens for the 1,200 stars. We greatly appreciate that. Kang, we appreciate the stars, good brother. Thank you so very, very much. DS is Wiz OG. We appreciate the stars. Thank you so very, very much. We truly appreciate that. There are some others I need to get to. My good brother, Mark Quinn McDonald Q. What's happening, good brother? Thank you so very, very much. 200 stars. We truly appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much. There's some others I want to get to right before we hit this break. I know Esco is looking at me like, get to the break. Patah, thank you so much for the 1,000 stars. I truly appreciate that as well. T. Renee, thank you so much. 200 stars. We are very, very grateful. Shelly McIntosh, 100 stars. Thank you.
Auntie Shelly. That's Jean's mama from the Bigs.
Oh, yeah.
Auntie Shelly.
Shout out to Auntie Shelly. Shout out to the Bigs as well. You can catch them every Tuesday and Thursday right here, 1 to 3 p.m. They holding it down. They had a dope show yesterday. They had Jason Hayward from the Cubs on. They was on top of it. So shout out to the Bigs as well. Listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. If you want to be a part of it, feel free to do so. 872-259-7474. This is I Said What I Said. We'll be right back.
WIIFTBPM. Is it really a good idea to have the same senator for 3 generations? I support term limit for all elected officials. Our senators need to bring home growth for our business community, jobs, housing, service for our senior citizens, and health care. We need new ideas and new approach to federal representation. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Vote for me and send me to Washington, D.C. God bless.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Houghton. Because the book is the power of the Bible. Most motherfuckers can't read. But the Bible legitimately changed the world because motherfuckers began to learn to read. Once I can learn to read, wait a minute, I can question some of this bullshit. What school you go to though? It don't matter.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
No, I went to Dunbar. Yes! Let's say Dunbar. Good. People disrespect the city schools. This Chicago. And I'm a motherfucking genius.
And that's on period.
Shout out to the mighty man. No, I'm just playing. But seriously though, think about it though, right? The Bible legitimately changed the world, right?
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Toussaint Warner and Herb Howard live on What's In It For The Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
WIIFTBPM.
Back. We are live from the Maysaid Studios here. What's in it for the Black People Media? This is I Said What I Said. Each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. we get together right here and discuss issues that are impacting the black community. And along with your help, we try to come up with the best solutions for how we can overcome those particular issues. Today, we're having a conversation about relationships and trying to talk our way through this issue of relationships. We think that if we're going to get anywhere in terms of healing many of the ills that we see in our community, we have to have strong households, and that starts with the relationship dynamic between, generally speaking, a man and a woman in that household. And for this particular conversation, that is the angle for which we're broaching this topic, right? The relationship dynamics between black men and black women. So we've been giving our perspectives on it. The phone lines are open to you as well. If you want to call, you can do so. 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. As always, your input is valued. It is certainly appreciated. We do not have to agree. The brother Chris called. Sisters didn't really agree. I'm looking at the comments. A lot of people in the comments didn't really agree, but we appreciate it nonetheless. What I heard from one of the things about his response was that, or one of the comments I read was that it was childish, right? It was a childish perspective that was being offered. To you came in today with a clip about the childish, I don't know, values, right, that we often see played out in relationship dynamics. We're going to ask Esco to play that clip. Sonya, cue us up.
The thing is, you called it childish relationship beliefs, and you set up a question, you said it binary, and you didn't add any context. And it was interesting that we took it to being alone and added that element to it. Because I don't think that you said that, if you did. Because I think one of the things that's starting to happen is we see the mother, the woman, not actually performing the role that traditionally you just described, and as a result, the relationships are just dissolving under that pressure. When I look at this, I still come back to the context of, you said safety. That's one of the things. Well, then, because we never define what safety is in context of what America is, we just be talking. So let's look at it. Let's talk about it. Top 10% of Americans, 1.2 million higher. Top 10%. Top 20% is 600,000 net higher. So when we say that I need some money, what percentile are we talking about? I don't play. So I'm saying, like, what's happening right now is that we sit around and we say things that are in the top 10%, whether it be I just want to do 2 weeks in this place, or I just want to be able to fly off when I want to, or I just want somebody to be on time. And I'm not saying that you got to be in the top 10% to be on time, but people that are driving Uber, as an example, have a higher tendency possibly to be running a little late. It's not an attack on you or anything else. We in survival as black folks. And I say all this just to say, coming back to it, I think one of the things that we're having right now is, I understand what you said about abundance. I don't think that this is that moment because of policy. Policy has created an environment where the top 10% of white folks have almost everything in this country. When I say everything, they have about 86% of the wealth, 85% of the familial wealth. Well, if they have 85% of the familial wealth, and then we talking like we want all the stuff that's in the top 10%, our relationship ain't gonna work in that pressure. How about that? We gonna start doing tax businesses and urban life and telling ourselves we doing business while we doing that and stealing from each other. Let's call it what it is. We gonna do all of it. We gonna be Uberized. There was a young brother on Easter. He was shot in the leg and in the abdomen. College student, 23 years old. All he was doing was trying to do Uber and pick up somebody on Easter. And I'm saying to you today, what ends up happening is, we just talk like it's 1970, but it's 2019. And if you saying that you're going to do it for money, let's put a number on it. And if you're going to say it's 1 million, almost all the millionaires in this country is white folks. We have 300,000 millionaires, 350,000. Out of how many million families? 20 million black families, 350,000, or 1.2 million or above. You look at white families, 83 million, and this is Federal Reserve data. 83 million white families. 15 million or 1.2 million or above. All this reflects out of a history of slavery, Jim Crow, and everything else. What we did is just made everything up. So what happens is we get in a relationship, make him promise a bunch of shit, he'll never deliver. Then when he don't deliver, we throw him away and get another dude that's gonna make some new promises.
Everybody keep lying. We make him make some promises that he ain't never gonna be capable of delivering. James Baldwin, I gotta come with the crib. And when he can't keep up with the promise, which he never could have kept up with the promise, we get a new nigga with a new set of lies. But it's because everybody's lying to themselves because they don't understand the context of the society in which we've inherited.
My 8th grade teacher,
but we keep talking about our feelings.
Miss Chavez taught me in 8th grade that she taught us all. She said that women are moved by what they hear, men are moved by what they see. Right, and I think that there's a lot of truth in that. Right, if you can say it a certain way, if you can make it sound appealing, a lot of women will be like, "Oh, that sounds good. I can rock with that." Right?
Game.
Us, we gotta say shit. It look good though. Right? I'm with it, and I think that a lot of times, even once we get into a committed relationship, it still plays out that way. Right? What kind of bullshit are you talking, and what the hell do you look like? Right? I think
that's the argument of symbolism over substance, though, too, though.
Yeah.
I think it'll play for a long time. I played that way a whole long time.
Yeah.
I could talk some shit.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But it ain't based in nothing. It's still a fallacy. It's just a greater, who's the best performer? That's all it is. Right? Even with the visual. You might look like Halle Berry, but you didn't see Halle Berry's relationship status. Everybody gets tired of her ass eventually. She's beautiful, but everybody's like, "Oh, fuck this shit! Fuck this."
Yeah, that's like a trophy, right?
But how long do you admire a trophy?
Right.
After a while, a trophy gets
just sit there and collect dust.
It just sits there and collect dust. That's all it is. So if it's not based in any substance, it's just a fucking trophy.
Right.
And after a while, you get tired of playing with the new toy, and you'll move on to a better toy because it was never based in any substance. So I get what you're saying, and it's absolutely effective. It works.
Yeah.
Until you start to have to deal with some substantive shit.
Yeah.
And then it don't work no more.
Yeah. She was definitely, presenting that argument to us from a negative perspective. Like not, this ain't a cool thing. But it is a reality in many cases.
Right? I mean, you know, we grew up in the same society, right? Who got game? That matters, right? You learn early how to talk to women in certain capacities. Some people never learn. I just happen to be a master. Yeah. Here's what it is.
I knew it was coming.
Just here's what it is.
You are a master.
So since we worked our way to that particular point in the conversation in terms of, I guess maybe we kind of went backwards, but if we got into the point of how does the relationship start? How do you approach women? Because I think that now it's important. We get into a space now with the social media era where I don't think many people even understand how to interact in person, right? How would you like to be approached by? How would you like to be approached by a man that is interested in you? Tiffany, I'm taking notes.
Oh my God!
Gotta be soft touch, nice beard, whatever.
You gotta be thick about it. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, well, I got that. Okay.
Oh, I should have got this started between you.
She from out west. Never forget she from out west.
You from out west?
So hit up with a strong. What up, Joe?
Let me explain that. Don't be alarmed. That little green stuff you saw on the ground when you was coming here.
Nigga,
that's
y'all
grass.
ain't got it in Inglewood.
Okay, that's grass.
Right? We got grass. Don't do it, boo. Don't do it, cause y'all come out west for chicken. Now what's up?
For who eats out west chicken? Nobody eats out west chicken. Nobody eats Uncle Remus, Tiffany. Uncle Remus is trash.
You a lie.
Cut the
Oh God,
You a lie. Don't do it.
So we ain't going for chicken on first date.
Uncle Remus just went out of business on 47.
Oh my God.
I was thinking of what the guy Charles, what he said, and when he mentioned the things that women do or are not doing, I think sometimes we don't recognize that we look for people based on our own traumas. And so a lot of times he's not recognizing where that when he's has these expectations of what these women are or are not doing, that's based on his trauma. And why people felt like his answer was so childish is because he's answering it from the place of the boy that got traumatized at whatever age he was hurt at. And I don't think we sometimes realize that we haven't moved on from that space, and we kept building from that. We get older, but do we actually grow and learn that we come from trauma, and sometimes we operate from that trauma?
So you often present a philosophy about relationships that says that our partners are mirrors of ourselves, right? And we are in a certain phase, and as long as we're in that phase, that partner's cool. If we graduate to another level, either our partner needs to come with us, or that relationship is probably going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to the conversation about monogamy, though, too, right? That's a whole nother perspective, right? Universally. If you think about relationships being mirrors, but we got to understand what those mirrors are really there for, too. It's not a mirror to reflect what's good in you. It really isn't.
Absolutely not.
Right? It's a mirror to reflect what is your most what is your greatest insecurity about yourself.
Right. That's what you said.
Right? So what you look at in your partner and you blame him or her for, like, oh, this is fucked up with this person. It's really the universe giving you the option to fix you. Because really the most important relationship on this planet is the one with you, right? But we don't see it that way. And it's just like any other class, right? In order to get to 102, you got to first pass 101, which kind of does go back to the conversation about monogamy. If we were really operating in our universal truth or our spiritual understanding, we would always move on to the next stage. If you're growing, because you would hopefully get to 102. And then once you pass 102, you would hopefully pass to 103. And that would either show up in a new person or that other person is developing with you, which is very uncommon.
But I think it also ties into then the question her was asking of what type of person, how do you want them to approach you? Usually it's based off those very same principles. How you want them to approach you is reflective of where you are, what you are, and it's not always the best of it. It could be it could be not the worst, but it just where
who you are,
and it should, and it just
is what it is.
Right? And the way I can come up to you and get your attention when you're 20 shouldn't be the same way I should approach you at 30, or I can approach you at 40, or I can approach you at 50. Like if you still going for the same pickup lines at 40 that you was going for at 20, something is the fuck wrong with you.
But here's another part of that conversation, and it goes to the political conversation that we often have, and I bring up this analogy. You getting in the car listening to WAP, and so is your 14-year-old daughter, your 14-year-old son. You're not growing in any capacity of life. You're stunted in your growth. And I'm not talking about anyone specific, but if that is the absolute American way. There's a stat that says something like 1 in 85 Americans read a book after they graduate high school. Where you think you're growing to? And then why do you wonder why you're stunted in this partnership with whomever you're stunted with? You're not making any active moves toward growing yourself. and then wonder why your relationship is failing. Because you might be growing horizontally, because that's usually what happens, you know.
Sure.
And I know this is going to sound Leo as shit, like you say, right? But that dumb shit it keeps seeking for new kind of, what's the word, stimulation. It ain't growth no more. Now it's just stimulation, right? So new pussy is new stimulation, right? Same thing with new penis. It's new stimulation. I just need more stimulating, more stimulation to my ego, because my spirit ain't fucking growing.
Yeah.
And ego and spirit ain't going to operate in the same space. Ego and love ain't even going to operate in the same space.
I agree with you. Listen, we up against a break, but before we take a break, I want to jump out to the phone lines because another IzWiz OG is on the line. Patah is here. Patah, I purposely waited until we was only a minute out of break because I don't want to hear all this bullshit for 2 minutes.
All the crazy people call.
What's happening, Patah?
Hey, man, I'm going to say this. The person who cares the least has the most power. I don't give a damn if your ass married or you in some type of relationship with a man or a woman. Once you give over your power and that other person knows that you care about them more than they care about you, you fucked. You know what I'm saying? And as far as being monogamous and polygamous, I mean, man, nowadays, go on out there. Throw that WAP.
Throw that
and WAP is one WAP pussy. WAP is one WAP pussy. You know, there ain't no wet ass pussy is WAP. Don't throw that WAP ass pussy out there. And don't bring your herpes and your motherfucking that shit back to me.
Too much for me.
Listen,
don't bring that shit back to me.
Patah, we got to run, King. Thank you so very, very much for the phone call. That is interesting. He just redefined WAP, and I'm not even going to repeat it anymore. Listen, this is I Said What I Said. Patah just said exactly what he said. When we come back, we're going to take our final break. When we come back, we'll put a bow on this conversation, and we may take a phone call or so if you got time, and we'll read some of your comments, and we will make sure that you guys are fully aware of how to keep up with Wanda B and Tiffany Yates. This is I Said What I Said. Tucson Warner, Herb Howard here with you for about another 15 minutes. We'll be right back after this.
WIFTDP. Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. In my life, I've gone from cotton field to corporate boardroom. I've seen great success and walked many roads. I know how it feels not to have. I'm asking you to vote for me for U.S. Senate for the state of Illinois. I can do the work that few others may understand. A vote for me is a step in the right direction for our state and our country.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for Senate 2020.
You're listening to I Said What I Said with Tucson Warner and Herb Howard.
Well, the book is the power of the Bible. Most motherfuckers couldn't read. So the Bible legitimately changed the world because motherfuckers began to learn to read. Once I can learn to read, wait a minute, I can question some of this bullshit. What school you go to though? It don't matter.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
No, I went to Dunbar. Yes! That's not Dunbar. Good. People disrespect the city schools. This Chicago. And I'm a motherfucking genius.
And that's on period.
Shout out to the mighty man. No, I'm just playing. But seriously though, think about it though, right? The Bible legitimately changed the world, right?
What's up, good people? You're listening to I Said What I Said with Tucson Warner and Herb Howard live on What's In It For The Black People Media, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
WIFTDPN.
Back. We are live from the Maysaid Studios here. What's in it for the Black People Media? This is I Said What I Said. My name is Herb Howard. His name is Tucson Warner. We're absolutely thrilled to have been joined live in the studio since the beginning of the show by Wanda B. She has a podcast. It is called He Said, She Said. And Tiffany Yates has a podcast. It is called Damn It! I Ain't Angry.
Oh.
I thought you saw.
Me too. I said, whoa.
I thought we talking about me now. What happened? I didn't convince you. I didn't brought you over to the good side. I didn't brought you over to the good side.
Listen, 2 hours will do.
Listen, coming over to the good side, our radio legends, Mike Love and Diz. They're going to be joining the What's In It For the Black People Media family This coming Tuesday, September 8th, Chicago Famous with Mike Love and Diz joining the What's in It for the Black People Media family. You can tune in every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. Chicago Famous. They'll talk everything from music, entertainment, sports, politics, race, culture, and everything happening today. Plus, they'll take it back to the old school for some features and interviews that you love. Chicago Famous with Mike Love and Diz every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media. Wonderful people. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. Two.
What down? That's my west side if you was confused.
What down? What down, Joe? On the south side, we say Joe. On the west side, they say Charlie.
Yeah, what up, Charlie?
What up, Charlie?
But they also say what down. We say what up.
Yeah.
Logical.
God.
What down?
Ain't it, man?
Ain't it, man?
Ain't it, man?
The boy that kills me. Church on the move. What the fuck is that?
Don't talk about the pimps in my family.
Y'all talk that talk on the west side for
My
sure.
family is pimps.
Church on the move.
How you work with all this? Never mind.
What happened?
What happened?
Madison lingo.
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay.
I ain't saying nothing.
Off the Ave and all that.
Listen, what I want all of us in the next 9 minutes or so to be able to put a bit of a bow in this conversation and see what our perspectives are, how we feel about all of it, and also we'll try to squeeze in another call as well. Wanda, how about we start with you?
Where do you want to start? Are we going with where do we end off with this conversation?
Just in general about relations. We don't really have to talk about any particulars, whether it's monogamy or polyamory or anything like that, or the transactional nature of relationships, or whatever it may be. Just generally speaking, how would you see us being able to progress forward as a community when it comes to relationship dynamics between black men and black women?
When what I absolutely, wholeheartedly feel about what we need to do is just work on self. Stop trying to work on each other, work on me being with you, or how if you work on yourself, you'll work on every relationship that you have. I truly believe that. I think you're the one person that comes into every single relationship and the one person you have control over. I don't have control over the woman who isn't doing this for me or the man who's not doing this. I can complain all day, but I can't change him. The only person I have control over is me. And if I put everything into being the best me, that is who I believe in. We attract who we are. And if I'm the best me, a truly authentic, my authentic self, those are the people I will attract.
Tiffany? You was thinking about me?
I think so.
You was deep in thought.
That soft touch.
Some chicken. That's like chicken you get from the Chinese spot?
Yeah.
That's ignorant as hell.
Racist.
That's super ignorant.
That was racist.
That is ignorant.
No, I was thinking about what she said, but for me, it's just identifying exactly what it is that you want. You know what I mean? And just
I've identified it.
Boy, bye. You could not ever.
Challenge?
No, not at all.
Okay.
See what I told y'all? She been on y'all side the whole time.
She's a smart woman. What you want me to do?
Ain't no sides in your
band.
Girl. But anyway, just really knowing what you want and identifying who you are. And to piggyback off of what she said, being able to go back to who that person was when you were hurt and being able to apologize to yourself.
No, it's real. It's very, very real. Let's jump out to the phone lines. 872-259-7474. I don't know who's on the line. Caller, thanks for calling in. Who am I speaking with?
This is Goddess.
Goddess, what's going on, good brother? Appreciate the call. Wiz OG on the line. Thanks for the call, brother. What's on your mind?
Everybody, how's everybody doing?
We're doing quite well. Thank you, sir. How are you?
All right. The woman Wanda, I think she brought up a good point in regards to trauma and the conversation in regards to relationship and trauma is, we've all been affected by the system of white supremacy, which causes our trauma. And I think the problem too with our relationships with each other is we've been inundated within the system to basically kind of hate each other. And so the dynamics of gender gets mixed up in this system as well, where we basically hate, each other as men and women, with the passion. And I think what happens too is that abuse starts to formulate when I think too mentioned about the expectations when we can't meet our expectations because we are in the system of racism. Then we start to attack each other and start to abuse each other. And I've always said this: the thing about a healthy relationship is the absence of abuse. Now, in this system, we can't completely be 100% absent of abuse, but at least minimize it and understand why we do what we do when those expectations aren't being met. So that's all I wanted to add.
Thank you so much for the call, Brother Gardis. We truly, truly appreciate it, too. Any response to Brother Gardis?
Not to Gardis specifically.
Okay. Well, your closing remarks on this conversation then.
And I don't even necessarily have a closing remark, right? I think that, me and you was talking offline a couple of weeks ago, and we thought about adding this component to the show. I know it's a fun topic. I know it's an easy conversation to have. But again, for me, and this is just Tucson speaking, I have lofty ideas of what our community can really be. You know what I mean? And I believe in the power of our community, and I believe in the dynamic of the family. And I want to continue to have this conversation, but I want to have this conversation in a productive way that we can start to understand the strength in family and how to unite around that concept of family to build strong communities. So putting a bow on it would be asinine, in my opinion. I'm not the guy who's even has the capabilities to put a bow on it.
Sure.
But I want to keep having this conversation in a way that's progressive, though. You know what I mean? So, man, I don't know. I think we should kind of get a response from the audience. But we're thinking about doing this like every Friday.
Yeah.
From a different perspective.
Yeah, broaching this topic of relationships from a different perspective. As you said, it is the foundation for everything else that we want to be able to do in our community. If we don't have strong households which start with that strong partnership, then we aren't going to be able to get to the other things that we want to do, whether you talk about education, whether you talk about economics, whether you talk about agriculture, whatever it may be. We aren't going to be able to get to those levels of things if we don't first get to that one-on-one level, right? You talk about building our own schools and educating our children or growing our own food. That's 400 level stuff, right? We gotta be able to master this 100 level stuff first, and it starts with these relationship dynamics. So we'll take your input on that if this is something that you think we should broach on a weekly basis on Fridays. Just really talk about the relationship dynamics and what that looks like from different perspectives. It's not always going to be the same conversation, but just kind of setting aside some time to be able to do that. Listen, ladies, I want to thank you both so very, very much for taking time out of y'all busy schedules to come in here and hang out and be a part of the show. We greatly, greatly appreciated your input. It was valuable, and it was enlightening. It was true. It truly was enlightening. So thank you both. Before we get out of here, can you all share really quickly where people can find you?
They can find me on Facebook, also Instagram. I'm Wanda B, like a bumblebee.
Wanda B on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
Tiff,
So
where we can find you at?
You can find me
out west.
In my crib.
On the Ave.
Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, but I can't stand you can find me on Instagram at Bearded Playground and also Soft Touch Experience. Facebook Bearded Playground. Instagram I am the Beard Whisperer, and my website beardedplayground.com.
Text me.
I will. I feel like I've been in YouTube's bedroom all day.
This ain't nothing like the
You don't want to peek behind that curtain. It's cracking in there, right? It is cracking in there. Believe that. Listen, we've had an absolute blast with y'all so much. Thank you so very, very much for tuning in today. We greatly, greatly appreciate that. Listen, though, next week we taking this thing to another level. Programming will be complete. What's up, Too?
I'm just wanting to tell everybody share, man. We appreciate you all listening, but we absolutely want you all to share.
Yeah. Please continue to share the conversation. Listen, next week, make sure you are ready for Chicago. Famous Mike Love and Diz will be joining the What's in It for the Black People media family. They'll be debuting their show Tuesday at 3 p.m. Then they'll be here every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. They'll be following us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We already know that everybody here understands full well that I Said What I Said is the best show on What's in It for the Black People media. But we want to give Mike Love and Diz the opportunity to come in a strong second place. So make sure y'all support them and rock with them when they get here on Tuesday.
What's that big Maze third?
Who's
gonna do Maze like that? Third? G? You gonna give him a strong third?
Oh, you talking about the dude who started? You talking about the dude who founded this platform? My bad. I almost forgot who
I'm
it
gonna
was.
give Maze a strong second. I gotta see what Mike Love and Diz do.
Oh yeah, Maze got the 2 spot right now. I'm trying to get Mike Love and Diz off to a good start. So y'all make sure y'all rock with them. Listen, we are out of time. I want to thank each and every one of you all for tuning in. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for the support. Tiger Lily just came through with 1,000 stars. If I missed some stars, very, very sorry. I'll make sure I thank y'all on Monday. But make sure y'all have a good weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Y'all be safe. Y'all take care of each other. We truly, truly appreciate y'all. Until next time.
What holiday?
It's Labor Day. No. I know it don't seem like nothing. This whole year's been weird.
I don't work a traditional job. I don't know what days are.
I don't even be knowing what day it is most of the time. Me and you done had a conversation on air. For 15 seconds, we couldn't figure out what day it was, right? So that's
Hold on.
The big dog is like,
I'm like, I got demoted to third. Y'all tripping. It's all good, guys.
Hey, man.
Let me get y'all a little.
Hey, no good deed goes unpunished, man. You bet on yourself. You built this whole platform. It's super, super dope, and now you sitting
now you third.
Listen, man, we got to get up out of here for Tucson Warner and for the best producer in the game. She is the one and only Miss Sonia Escobar.
Let's go.
Doing all the hard work behind the glass. Esco, we truly, truly appreciate you. Again, thank you, ladies, so much for coming through. We greatly, greatly appreciate you all taking the time to do so. My name is Herb Howard. Until next time, peace.